Welcome to Delici Different, our very lovely multicultural cooking program that we have. And today we're going to feature Japanese cooking. I have my friend Satoko here, who's from Japan, and she's going to make a vegetarian Japanese dish for us. So I'll ask Satoko to introduce herself and to introduce the dish. So what type of dish is it that you're making for us? What is it called?
This is miso soup. I made it vegetarian.
Vegetarian?
Yes. So yes, I use all the vegetable ingredients.
Excellent. So thank you so much for being part of this program and this project.
You're welcome.
And it's lovely that you've offered to show us some Japanese food, because I certainly haven't seen Japanese food being cooked other than watching the little sushi guy in the glass window rolling his sushi. So this is really great. So what do you call the dish in Japanese?
Miso shiru.
Okay, brilliant. So I think miso soup is a very well-known Japanese food. I have never had it myself, but because I'm never sure what goes into the stock.
Okay.
So because I'm a bit, not very confident whether it's a pork base or whatever, so I don't normally eat it.
Okay.
But that's great. I'll be able to try it today.
Yes.
So what are the ingredients that we have for your dish?
Okay. So I have a vegetable stock which I soak dry kelp
Oh, yes.
and dry mushroom.
Okay.
That you can get from Asian groceries. This is what I bought from Korean grocery shop.
Okay.
It's a huge sheets of black thing.
So this is actually the kelp. I swim a lot in the ocean. And I see this green, rubbery looking seaweed. And it grows really big and beautiful, like really big foliage. It's the same thing, it looks like.
Possibly, but I'm not sure.
Because when I look at this image here, it really looks very, very similar. And they do call that sea kelp.
Yeah, okay.
So it could very well be, hey.
In Africa, South Africa, probably the same thing.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
The cold places, definitely.
Correct, yeah. So that's great. So this is what it looks like. It's actually dark green, but when it's dried, it comes out quite black, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks black almost. Yeah. So you soak this
Just
with
in
the
water.
Now, what type of mushrooms are these?
Shiitake
mushrooms?
Yep.
So you buy them dry like that. They're dehydrated.
Normally,
Yeah.
that's the better for the getting stock out of it.
Okay.
But
The
you
flavor's
can-
more intense when
Yes,
it's been
yeah.
dehydrated. So when you soak it overnight, do you put it into hot or cold water?
I normally put just a normal warm, room temperature
Yeah.
water, but I have to I have to leave it in overnight, so I put it in the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So room temperature, sort of tap water, overnight in the fridge,
Yep.
and then it turns into this.
Yes.
So when it comes out, it's all spongy.
Yes.
That's amazing. It really absorbs the
It's a
water,
big-
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's getting a big.
And it really, really does expand. So what have you done with the kelp? You've just cut it into strips?
With the cooking scissors,
Scissors.
I just cut in a thing.
About that much only?
Yeah.
Really?
That's all you need.
So that much gives you all of this and a considerable amount of flavor.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's quite good. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Good flavor.
Okay. So what else do we have?
I got beans just from this is a vegetable. You can use any vegetable like carrots.
Yep.
Possibly like a roots vegetable.
Yes.
Daikon,
Oh,
radish.
Snake beans?
Snake beans,
Yeah.
good. Yes. Anything that you normally put in a probably soup. I
yeah.
don't know about celery and that western.
Yeah, I
but
understand.
You can put in the spinach, that sort of thing.
Sort of like a high fiber vegetable.
Yeah,
and green.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is tofu.
Yep.
Just any hard or soft tofu that you want to.
So this one is called regular fresh tofu.
Yeah.
I love tofu,
Or hard tofu.
but I get really confused when you go to the Asian supermarket. Like I never know what's the difference between silken tofu, soft tofu, hard,
That's
firm,
right, yeah.
fried. What's all of that?
Fried tofu is fluffy tofu.
Yeah.
Again, you can use it in miso soup as well,
Okay.
but it's a deep fried fluffy tofu.
Okay.
And hard tofu is really hard, so you can use for probably stir fry
Oh, yeah.
more often.
If you want something to chew on.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
And if you got silky, the softest.
Okay.
Yeah, more soft one. And just hard momen tofu is like Medium.
So this is regular.
Yeah,
this is
just a
medium.
regular,
Okay.
hard
So
one.
you can use this in soup. Can you use this in stir fry?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
use. Yeah,
It won't crumble. It won't
No,
disintegrate.
no.
Okay. All good.
And
Fantastic. And is this the what brand do you recommend? What do you use? Is this the brand that you use only, or?
No, I do. I get any tofu, but you have to use very quickly when you buy one.
Yeah.
You have to use like within 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
They do put longer
Yeah.
storage, but I
Yeah.
don't.
It's best
trust
to use.
Them, yeah.
What about the ones that are vacuum packed?
They might be better.
Okay.
Storage.
I understand. Okay, great. Thank you for explaining that. At least I know a bit more. What's in that
And
one?
this is miso paste.
Okay.
This is I made it, so it doesn't have a.
So you've made this.
Yes.
So what is miso?
Miso is soybean paste.
Oh yeah.
You mix with salt and fermented rice,
Oh yes.
and just leave it for over 6 months or 3
Oh,
months
really?
or long time.
Wow. So it ferments even more?
Yeah.
Can I smell that?
Yes.
Okay. So it has like almost like a mushroom kind of
Oh, okay.
smell for me
Oh, is
anyway.
it? Okay.
I can smell the fermentation.
Yes.
Is it salty?
Very salty.
So
Just a little bit. Yes.
soybean and fermented rice. And what else?
Salt and water.
It's actually really tasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oils, soybean.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. Very interesting.
yeah.
Lovely. Okay. What's next?
I think I like vinegar, so I just put a little bit, just teaspoon of
Okay.
vinegar.
And you've got apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, I like the
Lovely.
apple cider.
That's a good brand, is it? The Mazzetti, you like that one?
Yeah. Oh, I use different ones. but
Different ones?
Just using container.
Okay. Oh, I understand. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. So,
Great.
right.
Where do we start?
Okay. So first you put this stock in the cold water, and heat it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Before you do that, you put the vegetable.
Yeah.
Preferably just put in the cold water
Okay.
first, and then
So you soak everything in cold water first?
sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Wash it, just rinse it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, the beans just do better to boil it from the cold water. I mean, not cold water, but room temperature.
Room temperature.
To the heat.
I understand.
Yes. Okay.
So we've got it on medium heat.
Yeah.
We've put in the stock with the mushroom and the kelp, and
Yeah.
we've put in the green beans.
Yes.
Okay, great.
You can take off the kelp if you want to, but
Okay.
I sort of like the taste and
Yes.
flavor.
Yeah. I'm sure it gives it a really good texture as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. And while do that, you can cut the tofu.
Yep.
Because it's hard, you might want it to make it a little bit smaller.
Sure.
If you have a soft tofu, you don't have to cut that small.
Yep.
'Cause
So
they have a
is there
nice-
any such thing as having too much soy?
There might be some soy have a. I don't know what exactly, but maybe they have some hormone.
Yeah. Estrogen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you eating too much of estrogen, you
Yeah.
might cause a cancer and
Okay.
another disease possibly. So you can have it just one
One meal a day?
week, yeah.
One meal a week
1 meal a week.
of soy?
Yeah.
Okay.
For you guys.
Yeah.
For us,
Because you're used to it.
probably maybe better for us, but yeah.
I understand.
sometimes If you not get enough of it, if you're not used to it,
Yes.
it's probably causing a
I understand. Yeah.
sickness. So,
Excellent. That's
yeah.
good to know.
So just wait until boiled.
Okay.
And make the vegetable soft.
Yes.
And then you can put other ingredients.
Okay. Fantastic. That's great. So I might ask you a few questions about your migration to Australia and
Okay.
you know that sort of thing while we wait for this to boil.
Sure.
So what year was it that you actually moved to Australia?
It was 2006 that
Okay.
we came here as a family
Right.
with my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it on a skilled visa that you came, or on what visa did you come?
We were in student visa.
Okay.
I started to study childcare
Yes.
work. Yeah, childcare. Yeah, study. So
Okay.
and then we we apply for the independent work visa.
Okay.
And then we became a resident.
Resident.
Yes.
Okay. And are you citizens now?
Not
yet?
at the moment, no.
Does Japan allow dual citizenship?
No, they
Okay.
don't. So
Understand.
we have a parents living in Japan, so
Yes.
I'm still not sure whether.
I understand that perfectly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people are in a similar dilemma
Yeah.
when their country doesn't allow dual
Yeah.
citizenship. Absolutely. Okay. So you came over with your husband, and then you had your children here.
Yes,
How many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
How old are they?
They are 9 and 7.
Okay, that's lovely. And they're very settled in school and everything, and
They're getting to get
Yeah.
settled. Yes,
they're liking it. They find that they're accepted very well at school, and
I think they have a few friends. and
Fantastic.
yeah.
that's really great.
Yeah.
How did you find your migration? What was it like for you when you first moved over?
Was it difficult to even get to the granted?
Yes, yes.
And 2 years was very hard to be not enough money and
Yes.
being student
Yes.
and to deal with the stress to be able to not be able to grant it for
Yes.
yeah.
A lot of insecurity around your
Yeah,
visa
yeah.
status. I understand that. Right.
But since then we seem settled
Yeah.
down okay.
That's
yeah.
excellent. And is there a large Japanese community in Brisbane?
Yeah, not a large one, but
Yeah.
we still got
Yeah.
few people.
Do you connect with your community?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's good to know that there's an infrastructure of some
Yeah.
sort and that you can connect with people
Yeah.
from your own heritage. That's
Yeah,
very important.
Especially being mum.
Yes.
Connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play in the play group and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. In
Yeah,
schools.
that's
Yeah.
very important to have
Yeah.
that sort of support system in place.
Yeah.
That's great. And your husband, what sort of work does he do?
He's a chef.
Okay,
Yeah, he's working in the city at the moment.
awesome. How
So-
amazing. How lovely to have a husband who's a chef.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes.
Hint, hint. Hint, hint, Mohammed over there. Yeah, oh, that's great. So, how often does he cook and how often do you cook at home?
Half and half.
Really?
Sort of.
Okay. Do you enjoy cooking?
Well, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's sort of when I'm tired, it's
Yeah.
really a bit hard.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
So,
That's for any woman.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you don't take advantage of the fact that he's a chef and he
Uh,
needs to come home and do the cooking after he's cooked all day at work.
I do sometimes. I do make him to do it. So
I'd be taking advantage of that.
yeah,
I'd be doing the other chores.
yeah, yeah. Well, he made me to do
Yeah.
different stuff too anyway. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he would do
I
that.
remember when I was in the Maldives, the gentleman that I stayed with, I did a homestay and he was a chef.
Oh, good.
And it was lovely because the wife was a teacher and he would be cooking every day.
Ah.
He'd wake up early morning and he'd have freshly baked bread rolls for breakfast. It was heaven.
Wow.
It was lovely. Not that I want to give you any ideas, but anyway.
No. Our morning is a little bit stuck.
Yes, a little different. Okay, so I know from what I know about you, I know that you're really into community activities, that you're very into anything that's eco-friendly and sustainable. You love nature,
Yeah.
and you often volunteer to teach people how to grow their own food and how to do sustainable gardening.
Yeah.
So when did that interest develop and how did it develop?
Well, I do grow up. I did grow up in a rice growing farm.
Okay.
So I used to help my parents, and I think I stopped a little bit when I was teenager, but the love sort of start after I had a children.
Yes.
And I sort of started to grow a few things, and I find and I like animals as well
Yes.
and nature.
Yes.
So I try to plant as much as for the animals
Okay.
and help the community as well.
That's lovely.
So and
So do you belong to a community garden?
I do.
You do?
I do established a community garden a few years ago.
Okay.
And
Because that's how we met as well.
yeah,
Through the
oh, that's right. Yes.
Inspiration Garden,
Yeah,
which is a community garden as well.
So I getting inspired
Yes.
by Nancy.
Yes.
So I had where I work. There's by Kent a veggie box. So I thought I have to do something with it. So
Yes.
I sort of start growing stuff out there.
Yeah,
And now I have some help, so that's really good.
that's excellent.
So yeah.
And I've been walking around your garden here, and I noticed that you've got your worm farm happening, and you've got a compost
Yes,
as well.
this is
Yeah,
compost,
And you're growing so many different things. So you've mentioned a few different Asian greens that I'm not familiar with, but you mentioned also cranberry hibiscus, which you can make tea with.
Yeah.
So that's this here, this very attractive leaf, and you can see that beautiful color, and that's where it gets its name from probably.
Yeah.
But I have
It's
had
quite
this.
sour.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I have had this in tea, and I really love
that's
the
good.
hibiscus tree tea. That's beautiful. And I notice also that you've got different types of herbs growing, and like not just one type of oregano, but a few different types, and basil, and you only use sugarcane mulch, and you've got eggshells, and you've got horse manure. So it's all very organic to me from what it looks like.
I try.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've got quite a few different things growing here that you can either eat or you can feed your animals, as you were saying. So, and I noticed one chicken. Is it one chicken? How many chooks do
At
you
the
have?
moment, I have
Yeah.
one chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that an egg-laying chicken?
Well, no, not really anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. She's really old.
She's old now.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
only the survivor.
Yes.
A bit of a sad
Yeah.
tragedy.
Sad story.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
Well,
Oh.
this is boiling, which is
Okay.
great. So we
We're
can
just
turn that
trying
down.
to make it lower heat.
Okay.
You know. So, small heat.
Yep. So
and
that's
it's-
down to low heat.
Yeah, and then put the soy tofu.
So the tofu goes in.
Yep.
And is this a good dish to serve as an entree or main course? What would you do?
We put all meals together.
Yes.
So we put
Ah.
little plates.
Right, small portions of
Yes,
everything.
Yeah.
And so you don't actually bring it out at different times. You
No.
just sit down and have it all
Yes.
together. So this would be one of many dishes.
Yes.
Lovely. Fantastic.
So we normally go with the rice and sometimes fish, sometimes
Yes.
vegetable
Okay.
main meal.
Yep.
So we, yeah.
Lovely.
So just wait until the tofu is warmed up,
Yes.
and then ready for the miso
Okay.
paste.
So you just leave that on low heat until the tofu, it warms up. Does it soften anymore?
A little bit
Little bit.
softer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have in here, that's about a litre? It is.
Yep.
So a litre of stock, how much miso paste would you use in a litre of stock?
I put about 2 tablespoons of little bit more
Yeah.
of miso paste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 2 heat tablespoons
yeah.
of miso paste. And that would be the same if you bought the commercial one in the store?
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that really flavors the soup,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah. This is
That's where you get your salt and everything from,
Yeah.
because you don't
Yeah.
add anything
No.
extra. Yeah. So I'm so intrigued with Japanese food because you use soybean as a basis for so many different products. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. We do have a different soy fermented soy product.
Yeah.
Soy sauce is one of the
Yeah.
soy, well, you can tell,
Byproducts, yeah.
byproduct as well. Yeah, and other natto.
And then you get
is the
light
one-
soy and you get dark soy.
Yeah.
And then you get the sweetened soy as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Ketchup manis?
Ketchup
But,
manis is.
it's not?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's more Indonesian, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not Japanese.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's dark and a lighter
A
soy,
lighter soy.
sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so after you warm up the tofu,
Mm-hmm.
you turn off the heat,
Okay.
and then you put the miso paste.
Okay.
So it's about 2 tablespoons.
Yep.
A little bit.
Now you measure like I do. It goes by experience. Exactly.
This is not as a tablespoon, so I just
Yes.
don't know.
No, I understand. Yeah. And you just stir that in really
Yeah.
well. And then that has to simmer, or do you bring it to a boil again?
I'm not gonna do it because it's already warm.
Yes.
Warm up now, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna heat it up. But if it's cold, like you could leave it in a fridge for a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you keep it in the fridge, you might have to heat it up.
Heat it up again.
Yeah, up again, but not too. Don't boil too much.
Yes, I
because
understand.
It changes the flavor.
Okay. So a gentle simmer as opposed to boiling. Yep.
So and vinegar.
Vinegar.
A
Okay.
little bit teaspoon.
A teaspoon for a litre of stock, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be the same portion if it was brown vinegar or white vinegar?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Just a little bit.
Just a
to
little.
add.
Okay. So that makes it a little bit tart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too sour.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it.
And that's it. It's
So-
ready.
So this one. So
That looks really
balls.
nutritious.
Yes, it's really good for you
Yeah.
when your tummy's upset.
Okay.
Probably.
That looks beautiful.
That's it.
And I know from experience that when you eat tofu and mushroom both, they're very filling.
Oh yes.
So even though the portion
Yeah.
looks small, it's actually quite filling,
Filling,
isn't
yes.
it? Yeah.
So you can have that in the morning. You can have that for the dinner.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
That
That's
looks
it.
beautiful. There we go. That looks
So that's
great.
it. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're
Very
going to
quick.
taste it.
you
I'm
want
going to taste
Yep.
it.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
I hope it's okay.
And I love tofu, so do you want to taste it first
Maybe I should.
to check for
Yeah.
anything? Because I wouldn't know.
It's okay.
It's good. There we go.
I hope it's okay. For
Yeah.
you.
I do love tofu.
That's our flavour, but it's a bit different to normal fish stock.
It's actually
So-
really beautiful, and the tofu definitely absorbs that flavor, doesn't
does
it?
Okay, good.
It does absorb it. That's what I love about tofu. It's such a good carrier of flavor.
Yes, definitely. It's good for vegetarian meal and filling and
That is really yummy. I like that. I'm amazed at the texture of the mushroom. It's like sponge.
yeah. Have a little one. I could
Yeah.
have a big one.
Yeah, I'll have a little one and chew on it. That's almost like eating meat,
Yes, yeah.
isn't it? Are you vegetarian?
Trying to not
Oh, okay.
as such, but
So you can compare it to meat then, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
That's great. I like that. That's lovely. And you know what? It's very light and it's actually quite refreshing even though it's a hot day.
Oh, good.
It's like, Indians have a lot of hot tea
Yeah.
because they believe that it cools you, what it does is it heats your internal body temperature, makes you sweat,
Okay.
and then you cool down from the breeze.
Well, yeah, I like that, but it does sweat a lot. And
Yes.
That's how I cool.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I can feel that with it.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for showing us
okay.
how to make this.
Glad to
That's lovely. I'm going to definitely put this on a menu.
Okay.
Because it's a very easy thing
It's
to
easy,
do.
yeah. For when you're busy, you can do it.
And my sister's vegetarian. I always
Okay.
run out of things. Like I never know what to make for her. So this is
Ah.
lovely and easy.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you need such simple ingredients. That's lovely. Thank you for showing us.
That's okay. Thank you
Thanks so
for
much.
coming.